Hello and how are you? My name is Mahino Bark and I welcome you to our 16th lecture of mastering Flutter user interfaces. As you always know, always do 40 minutes. I'll start our timer. It's going to be 30 minutes. This time going to be 30 minutes. And today we're going to look at how you can create swipe list items, a list item where you can swipe like this an item, and also we'll go ahead and create how we can create select items, like how you can be able to select multiple items like these ones. And if time allows, we'll go ahead and create news list item where you can have such kind of news user interface item. Then you will go ahead and challenge yourself by creating another your own, like this one, with in a dark mode. So without wasting much time, let's go ahead and begin with our draggable list user interface. All right, so this draggable list, it resembles much like our this swipe list is it resembles much like our draggable list. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the power of duplicating the code that you already have, so you should be able to achieve the swipe feature. So we're going to duplicate our draggable list view that we did in the previous video, and then we rebuild on that to achieve this swiping list view. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. So the first thing, this is the one that we did in the previous video, where someone could be able to do what? Arrange an item. So the first thing that we're going to begin with, we're going to begin with come here. We're going to begin by going to our user interface, to our main menu. So I'll collapse everything, and then I go to our main menu, our main route. So I'll come here to main route. Okay, our menu route here, and we're going to put swipe list. So I'll come and duplicate this guy and put swipe lists. All right, then after having that, we're going to create now we're going to duplicate the draggable list screen, and then we change it to swipe list. So I'll press Ctrl and click to the draggable list screen, and we go there. This screen, I'm going to change it, copy and paste, and call this one swipe. All right, so after doing that, press Alt and Enter and call this one swipe screen. Then after doing that, I go ahead and change the title to swipe list item, something like that. After doing that, we're going to get this screen and add it to to our main menu, connect it there. So I'll come here and change this class to swipe screen, and then I import it. Then after saving, now when someone clicks here, he's taken to to a swipe list item. So it is really a draggable list, but what we're going to do right now is to turn it into a swipe list item. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here we are. So we have our adapter. Okay, so I'll go to the swipe list. Now that we just created this right now, this one here, and then we're going to go with the one that I had created before, and then we compare as we fix it. These are the adapters. Okay, so as I told you, it looks much more like the draggable one. Okay, so the first thing, we're going to follow step by step. So I hope you've also duplicated your screen. Okay, the first thing, we have the list of items, and then you initialize these items here, and then after initialize these items here. So now in this, instead of calling so everything is exactly the same almost. Okay, exactly the same, but here we put on swipe instead of what, on reorder. So you can put on swipe, but you can just a matter of renaming the functions. Okay, so let's go to F and press Alt and Enter. So here, when someone will be swiping a list, we want to remove this list from the items. Okay, so we'll be receiving the what? We'll be receiving the index and the list that have just been removed. Okay, so this on swipe will accept the index and the object that has been removed. Okay, so after receiving the index, we're going to do what? We're going to say set state remove at. So I say set state remove at. So we remove the items at the index that have been brought. So this will be sent back, will be sending us back the index of the item that has been removed. And then maybe you can make a toast and say item X has been dismissed by saying my toast dot item then has been dismissed, and then we put the available what? The available, yeah. So we just put the name and then and the item that has been dismissed. Okay, so I hope you now understand that. All right, so after doing that, the next thing is now to design the swipe list the swipe list adapter. So I'll press Ctrl here and takes me to the adapter of the draggable. I'm going to copy it. So you see, once you understand how to make these adapters, it becomes simple. So I'm going to call this one list swipe adapter, like this. Okay, list swipe adapter. So I'll come here, press Ctrl F, Alt and Enter, and then change this one to list swipe adapter. I hope you can see that. So after putting list swipe adapter, let's go ahead and do it and reconnect it with our main list swipe. Okay, so I remove this. You see, this is the list swipe. I remove this adapter and I put the new adapter that I've just created and I import it. Okay, and then I press Ctrl to go back to it. So in this adapter, we're going to do what? To reorganize it so that it can give us what we need to achieve. So go to adapter here. So the first adapter, it will receive the items of people. It receives the item of people. It receives the on swipe function. Okay, like when an item is swiped, it will also receive here. Instead of reorder, we put on swipe function. You can remove even this list item. We no longer need it. Okay, so we put here on swipe. So like after it has been swiped. Okay, so the two things that we receive: to receive an item, I mean the list of items, and the what? The list of when it is swiped. Then the get view, it is going to generate. Okay, it's going to generate the list builder. Okay, so it's going to be it's going to return back. So let us modify this get view. Let me copy this and then I explain it. So our get view this time is not going to just return the what that draggable. So I'm going to modify this get list view. So it's going to return a list builder that is going to have that's going to accept the index, okay, and also the item passes the index and then it passes the on swipe. Okay, so we're going to create our item tile or a single item user interface. Okay, so let me remove this reorder, we no longer need it. So I'm going to create this one, our item tile. So the item tile will accept the index and also the item and also the function of on swipe. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our new our item tile. So I can delete this one if I don't want it. Can delete it, or you can modify it if you want also. So I'm going to create a new item tile or the new user interface, which is going to be stateless widget that's going to accept the item tile. Okay, so in this item tile we put the thing that's going to accept. Okay, it's going to accept what and what. It's going to accept these things. It's going to accept the people, which is going to be the object, and then the index is going to be the index, and then the function is going to be on swipe function. Okay, then after we go ahead and put the constructor that will receive these things. Okay, so we put on tile, and then you put the index, the object, and the on swipe. So that's the three things. So this one should stop crying. Okay, then after doing that, we go ahead and put and call this on swipe method here. So this on swipe method just on item swipe, it will be called, and then you call the on swipe, and then we on swipe, you know what it expects. If you still remember, it expects the index and the object of that has been swiped. Okay, then after we go ahead and put now the what, our list view, I mean our user interface. So this user interface is not going to be just like normal. We're going to put this user interface called dismissible. Dismissible is a Flutter UI that will help us do what, to dismiss items. Okay, so I remove whatever was there before. Okay, so the first thing that's going to take is going to take the direction. Okay, so the direction is going to be horizontal, so you should be able to dismiss horizontally. Okay, the next thing that's going to take is going to take the what, the unique ID is going to be the key, and it's going to take just the index, and then it attaches the name to make it totally unique. Okay, so after putting the unique ID, the next thing is going to be the on dismiss. So when it is dismissed, what do you want to call? So I want, when it dismisses, it call this on swipe method. Okay, it call this what, on swipe method. So this on swipe method will receive the index that is being dismissed like that, pass, and it will be calling this on swipe and give the index and the object. You can as well call them here in case you don't want to write this repetition. You can as well copy this and just put it here. It's just the same thing. Okay, all right, so the parameters, the next parameter is going to be the background color when it is being dismissed. So you can pass a red or anything that you want to show when someone is dismissing it. And then another thing is going now to be the content, okay, of that item. So it's going to take the what, the child, and this content is going to be what, a column. Okay, so we design now the user interface itself. So let's see if I can save. All right, so now here in this column is going to take main access of minimum. Okay, and then after we are going to give it what, a padding, children, padding, and give it vertical of 10. Okay, then we go ahead and give it a row, and then after we go and pass these parameters of the row. And then after we'll go ahead and give children. All right, so put your container, and then you put also the icon or the picture of a person, and then after put the spacer. Okay, hope you can see that. After putting the spacer, we're going now to go ahead and put expanded of the available space and put the name there. Hope you can see that. Okay, so after putting the name, we're going to put now the icons that will show the swiping. Okay, and then after we put the item that's going to separate it from the end, and then we'll have something like that. Then at the end, we're going to put the what? The divider here at further end of the column. After padding, put the divider that's going to separate it. Then you'll have something like that. So yeah, that's it. I think that's it. So you should be able to do what? To swipe, and then it goes. You see? So it is that simple. You see? Let me take you through again, step by step. So we begin from the list what? From the list screen. We build our adapter that's going to take two items, the content or the items, and also the on-swipe method. This on-swipe method will just accept one thing or two things. It will accept the index of item that has been swiped, and then the person, just for the object of a person, just to display which person was removed. Then you put here set state, and then you say you should remove the item that has been swapped if it is there. That's why I put here exclamation mark, remove at that item, and then you should set state. You should update the state, and then we put here the toast that say this item was dismissed. Then we go ahead and create the adapter that is going to accept the items and the function of on-swipe. Okay, then we have a view that's going to be a list builder that's going to return a tile of what? Or an item tile or a widget, an item user interface. So this item user interface is going just to be accepting the person or the object of a person, the index, and also the function that will swipe. So the function that received here, you pass it here, and then here when you're looping in this list builder, you pass the items and then the index to this on tile. So you return what you call dismissible widget that takes these parameters that you have looked at. So it takes child. The child is the user interface that you want to display, and then it takes the background that should be displayed when someone is dismissing, and then takes the on dismissed. So on this dismissed, you call the on swipe that you received here and give it the index and the object that you've been described. So this one will go up to the front side to update the screen. Okay, then it will give you also the direction where it was taken. Okay, so after you go ahead and give this item a key, a unique key, which is going to be a combination of index and its name, and then the dismissal direction. So there are small parameters. Just press Ctrl and enter to do what? To see these parameters. If there is this one of confirm, in case you want to maybe show the confirmation dialog. There's cross offset, there's dismiss threshold, how long it should take, the size, the on size, the on update, all those things, they are available for you. You can go ahead and do it and implement them in case you want to go ahead. In case you want to get advanced knowledge in this dismissible widget. So you can see that. It's very useful user interface that you can implement in your application. You see, go here. I can swipe. I remove the users. I hope you can see that. Okay, you can swipe and remove as many as possible, but because you have so many users, so you cannot see that I'm even removing the users, but the fact is they're getting removed. So that is the on swipe for you. go ahead and practice it and make sure that you get enough experience on swipe. All right, so that's it on swipe. Then let's go for our last feature, which is the multi-select. I want to show you how you can be able to achieve this multi-select feature. Okay, let's say that you want to be able to select like this and delete items. Okay, those are good user interfaces. All right, let's face it, it's going to take time, but we can still face it because it is nice for us all. Okay, so go to multi-select. Create it from scratch. I think let's create it from scratch. Multi-selection. So let's go ahead and add multi-selection in our in our main route. Let's go ahead and duplicate our basic screen. So list my select screen. We change the title. Right, we go to our main menu route and then change this one to multi-select screen. Press Ctrl to click to go to it. Here it is. So when I press here, it will take us to what? To list multi-select. Okay, so let's go ahead and design it step by step. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need dummy data, of course. Okay, just remove everything in scaffold and start afresh. So since it involves updating of data, let me remove this and I put this one outside the build, because every time it builds it's supposed to change the data. So let me just put only single items like this. All right, so that's our scaffold. Okay, we begin. So we come to our scaffold. Okay, I get it. I implemented the state here, the state management, and I've not introduced you to state management using using OBX. So I will have to teach you these things after I've introduced you to state management using GetX and OBX. So at this moment, I'll not be able to. I remembered I implemented this one using using state management. So at this moment, you'll not be able to understand how to update these states, because it is another complete topic on its own. So let me teach you these things of math selecting after I've done what, after I've introduced you to what, to the state management of mobile apps, because right now it's not going to help you, it's going just to confuse you. So let's call it a day from here. I'll organize, when you finish these user interfaces, I'll introduce you to the application state management, and when you finish the application state management, that's when you'll come here now to do what, to perform this what, multi selection. So what I'm going to give you as a challenge, I want you to go ahead and try this, okay? Create a list user interface with your own adapter, and then you should be able to do what, to display something like this, okay? Something like this. That's the challenge that I'll give you. And then I also want you to also be able to create something in a dark mode and display something like this. So that's the challenge that I'm giving you. This one can be even from the basic list. All what is needed is just to change the user interfaces. So that's it for our list. We have learned how to create basic lists, how to create section list, how to create expandable list, how to create draggable list and swiping list. Then the mass select will be then later. So I want you to challenge yourself by creating such kind of a news application list, and also I want you to challenge yourself and create a list in this kind of dark mode. Okay, I know if you think so hard and use the thing that I've just taught you, you'll be able to achieve these ones. I'll be grateful if you share with me your outcomes after you've tried those things. Then in the next lecture, we'll go ahead and look at this variety of menus that I have prepared for you. So it's going to be a very, very important lecture of how we can design different kinds of menu, and that will be tomorrow, so don't miss. That's it for today. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that when you upload the next video, you get the updates. Get your hands dirty. Don't just watch and don't practice. Watch as you practice. That's the only way you can confirm that you have learned. Let us meet tomorrow in our other lecture. We are going to look at we're going to look at different kinds of navigation menus. That's it for today.